Training to fly an airliner costs about $144,000. We added it up on this channel. But the person on the other side of the radio, the one telling that pilot where to go, paid nothing to get there. Not a dollar. The United States government trains air traffic controllers for free. In fact, it pays them to learn. And the job pays 6 figures. That sounds like the best deal in American work. So here is the real question. If the training is free and the paycheck is huge, why is there still a shortage? The answer is a number so brutal it explains everything, and we will get to it. This is what it really costs to become an air traffic controller. By the FAA's own count, around 14,000 controllers guard the busiest airspace on Earth, moving nearly 3 million passengers every single day. About 11,000 of them are fully certified, working towers, radar rooms, and en route centers across more than 300 facilities. 9 in 10 work directly for the federal government. The screens are dim, the rooms are dark, and the concentration is total. One voice, dozens of aircraft, zero margin. That is the product. And because the product is perfection, the path to the chair is unlike any other job in the country. Here is the first wall. You must be an American citizen, you must speak fluent English, and with narrow exceptions, you must apply before your 31st birthday. Not hired by 31. Applied. Miss that window and the door closes for life. And the FAA only accepts applications in short announcement windows, which open and shut without much warning. Clear all of that, and you sit a 3.5-hour aptitude exam, the TSA, where a merely good score is not enough. You need well qualified. Then medical screening, psychological evaluation, fingerprints, a federal background check. And remember, at this point you have earned nothing and paid nothing. Because the strangest part of this story is not the door. It is what happens to the people who get through it. Survive the screening and the FAA flies you to its academy in Oklahoma City for 4 to 6 months of simulated towers, simulated disasters, and daily pressure. And this is where the deal flips. They pay you $22.61 an hour while you train, a rate the FAA raised by nearly a third in its scramble for recruits, with housing support on top. Compare that to the pilot across the radio, 6 figures deep in flight school debt. The controller's ledger starts at 0 and goes up. On paper, there is no catch. The catch is not on paper. Graduate, and you are still not a controller. You are a developmental, posted to a facility you do not choose, working live traffic under supervision for 1 to 3 more years. From first application to full certification, the government's own auditors say the journey can take up to 6 years. And while the entry door closes at 31, another door is waiting. At 56, retirement is mandatory. The FAA's own rulebook caps shifts at 10 straight hours with 9 hours of rest. And the government's job guide calls the work stressful and exhausting, in exactly those words. This is a career with a countdown on both ends. Now the number they do not put on the recruiting poster. Over the last several years, about 200,000 people applied for this job. Government auditors followed one group of 106,000 applicants through every stage. The exam, the medical, the academy, the years at a facility. About 2% made it through, 2 in every 100. The training is free, and that is precisely the point. The price of this job was never money. It is the 98% chance that the process spits you back out after years of your one-shot window. So what do the 2% get? The median controller earns $144,580 a year. The top 10th clear $210,000. The FAA's own recruiting page says certified controllers average over $155,000 within 3 years of the academy. Remember the mirror. The pilot pays $144,000 to reach the sky. The controller is paid to train, then earns that same number every single year. And yet America has 6% fewer controllers than a decade ago, while flights grew 10%. The FAA plans almost 9,000 hires through 2028, but its own forecast expects nearly 7,000 departures in the same window. For every 9 who walk in, about 7 walk out. So what does it really cost to become an air traffic controller? No tuition, no debt. The government pays you from day one. The real bill is paid in odds and in years. A 2% gate, a window that shuts at 31, and a clock that stops at 56. So on the worth it meter, if you are young, sharp under pressure, and lucky enough to be in the 2%, this may be the best salary to tuition deal in America. The needle points hard toward worth it, with one asterisk the size of the other 98%. Next in this series, the person on the other side of that radio and the $144,000 they had to spend. The airline pilot is on your screen right now. And as always, every figure here is sourced, with the receipts in the description.